All right. I want to say shalom, 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 y'all. Shalom. I am Michael Israel. You're watching Spiritual Combat, and we have a good show for you today. We definitely have a lot of stuff we're going to go through. And as you could tell by the title, which is What Dr. Michael Brown and Vocab Malone cannot understand about the Hebrew Israelite awakening. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going through just some, we're going to look at some video content out here. Just a real basic, discussion just on some basic biblical stuff. And what I'm exposed to you is you're going to kind of see the underlying agenda of these, they call themselves apologists. And why it's really just a waste of time to even, entertain them. I mean, I had to go. I went through about 3 or 4 videos, and it was painful. I ended up putting one of the videos on fast because it's just so much silliness, and and you're gonna see that, but it is. You'll see the relevance and the importance of the information I'm gonna bring out in this video. So yeah. So, but with that said, we're gonna get it going. And the big argument, I ain't gonna say the big argument. The big thing is, of course, bloodline Israel. Who is bloodline Israel? You know what I'm saying? And what you find with, because this awakening is really moving forward, you see a lot of people trying to make an effort to come against it, to hinder the work, to hinder what the Most High is doing, but you can't stop what the Most High is doing. But see a lot of people coming forward, just really trying to do whatever they can to disprove this truth, And like I said, watching Vocab Malone's videos and all that stuff like that, because I watched 2 or 3 of his videos just to get to prove some of these simple biblical points. And looking at those videos, these guys got a ton of books and references and all this stuff they're going to accept the source. Okay. A lot of feelings, a lot of opinions, a lot of ideas, but no book. And I got some snippets from some of Pastor Dow's videos, and it's amazing. Like when he's talking, he's either quoting the word or putting certain things in the word in his own words. Okay. And then backing it up with the word. And you're going to see that here. I'm going to show y'all a couple cases and points. But the main purpose of this video is, everybody wants to sit there, because like when I was listening to Dr. Michael Brown, he's sitting there talking about, this rabbinical Jewish rabbi and the 20th century, this, that, and talking about all this stuff, but never simply coming to the source. Says the Most High is not the author of confusion. This thing ain't complicated, okay? But this isn't a video here to disprove other people groups or who they are. This is just stating why we stake claim to and the realization we've had concerning the word and what's in it. So anyway, enough beating around the bush. Let's get into this. It's gonna be pretty good. So what we're going to do first is we're going to go to this verse here. Okay. Let me put it up here on screen for you. All right. And this is Isaiah 42. Okay. And that's what we're going to do, y'all. We're going to let the book talk. All right. This is Isaiah 42, 22 through 24. It says, but this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes, and they are hid in prison houses. They are for a prey, and none delivereth, for a spoil, and none saith, restore. Really, what you're going to see with these scriptures I'm going to bring out here is you're going to see that, you know, while people want to try to stake claim to who the people are, the book, people want to debate DNA. They want to debate migration patterns. They want to debate linguistics. They want to debate, history, geology, you name it. All these aspects, which if you dig down deep enough, they all point to what we're saying, what we're staking claim to. But the most irrefutable piece of evidence about who's who in the world right now today is how the Bible, the main way the Bible describes who the people are. And it's not by color, because they want to do the color debates. No, it's by condition. It's by, like the word says, you will know them by their fruit. So when you look at what the condition of Israel has been and is today, there's no one who can come anywhere close to claiming that, it just clearly points to one group of people. When you look at the curses that in Deuteronomy, that Deuteronomy says would come on Israel if they did not obey the Most High Yah's word, and you look at the curses that it said would come on them. And I'm saying this slow like this because here's another thing that they say claim to. They're like, well, some of Israel was obedient, so they're not under the curses. No, when you read the word, he cast all Israel out, and those curses came upon all Israel. Okay, northern and southern tribes. Okay, and we're gonna read that. We're gonna do it. We're going to get book on this thing. So let's get started with it. We're going to go through this meticulously. And then I'm also show you some snippets of the stuff you hear them out there saying. But people could do all the talking and claim they got all the education in the world and this, that, and the other. But you can't talk and deceive around fruit. One of these Christian apologists and stuff like that, one of the things is they can't wrap their head around why people, and they call it, what they call it now is Hebrew Israelism. That's what it's called. And I mean, what's happening right now is the Hebrew Israelite faith is becoming a mainstream religion right now as we speak. It's happening. It's overtaken Islam and all that, and it's becoming a mainstream religion. And that's according to the heathens out here and all these people out here in the world. We know it. All we know is this biblical truth. We reading the Bible for what it is. And then, but yeah. So let's get into some of these let's get into some of these scriptures. I'm going to pull some up here, and we're going to just begin to go through this thing. All right. So what we're going to do, and we'll come back to the verse I was just reading, but let's get into this. This is 2 Chronicles, chapter 7, verse 19 through 22. It says, "But if ye turn away and forsake my statutes and my commandments, which I have set before you, and shall go and serve other gods and worship them," which, just if you've read through the book, you know we did this. "Then will I pluck them up by the roots out of my land, which I have given them, and this house which I have sanctified for my name will I cast out of my sight, and will make it to be a proverb and a byword among all nations." Among all nations. Again, if you and I'm not sitting here saying I know everywhere that true Israel is, but what I do know is when you look at a group or a race of people that fits this right here, I will cast you out of my sight, and I will make it to be a proverb and a byword among all nations. I know over here we are a proverb and we are a byword. Every time you turn around, we are doing some coonish stuff. Or for lack of a better word, every time you turn around, we are doing something that you can attribute a byword to. We have a slave mentality a lot of the times. And I'm gonna pull up another verse, and then I'm gonna show y'all a video backing this up. But let me pull this up real quick. Okay. And I'm gonna show you a video backing this up that, again, we are a proverb and a byword. And also the word says this is how you would know who we are, because it'd be for a sign and for a wonder. Let's get that real quick. Let me see if I find it. Okay. And that is going to be is Deuteronomy 28. So let's pull that up there for y'all. Okay. So it's Deuteronomy 28, verse 45. It says, "Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the Lord, and thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep his commandments and his statutes, which he commandeth thee." And I tell you, you know, when I know as a black man growing up in the family I grew up in, seeing what I saw growing up around me. I know other brothers I talk to, any brother I talk to, one of the things we say is, hey, we could write a book about our lives or our families or our experiences. You know what I'm saying? And it says, "And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder upon thy seed forever." Okay? And that's what you see. You look at the current generation. You look at the stuff going on out there. I have to do a whole video on that where this stuff is on us for a sign and for a wonder. And it's like, I know I'd be like, wow, at some of the stubbornness and just wickedness I see among our people. And any black person, because one of the things he brought up, and I'm gonna bring that video up, is he went in on something Rob Mathis, Elder Rob Mathis said, where Rob was like, he was wondering about his identity, and he tried to attack that. Oh, why is he trying to wonder about his identity and this, that? And it's like, because you don't have a spirit, and you don't have the empathy to even understand what's being told to you. Your eyes are closed, and with your ears, you can't hear anything but just your little bubble that you grew up in. So y'all gonna really, I'm telling you, man, with the stuff I'm getting ready to bring out momentarily in this video, you're gonna really have your eyes open to just the level of blindness that's on these other nations. And, also how uneducated they are. I ain't gonna say uneducated. Uneducated would be the wrong word, but just how foolish they are. They can't see. Okay. And it's not all white folks or other nations or anything like that. There's a brother here in Straitway. His name's Brother Cody. He's in, I think, Straitway Philly up there in Pennsylvania, Straitway, PA. And early on, when I came in to Straitway, he was on his way through Florida, so he figured he'd stop by. And we hung out a little bit, and he told me his testimony. And I know the Most High really moved on him, because his testimony, he realized that we were the people of the book. And he also realized what his family, because I guess he knew his family history, what they did. And he said, man, that hit him some type of way, and he was just repenting. And that was the one of the realest testimonies I've ever heard. And that's somebody I know that I've ever heard from a white person. Most people be like, oh, yeah, we know you the people, yeah, and they don't really give nothing to it. But this brother was truly repentant. He gets it. And I remember a while back on a video, pastor said something, and I say it from time to time because he hit it so hard. A lot of black people, pastor was talking about the black Hebrew Israelites out there that teach on the corner. And he was talking about a lot of y'all want to come against them so hard. But what you don't understand is you, and I'm paraphrasing what he said, but your nation, and I'm talking about white folks, did damage on them. Did like stuff that has never been in the history of man ever. Okay. And a lot of people are like, oh, what's their problem? Like, you don't know what their problem is. Okay. We know something as black people, all my black brothers and sisters, when you grow up and you're black and you get to an age, it might be like 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe 9 or 10, whatever, when you begin learning about your history, something happens to you. Something happens inside of you. Okay? And you never shake it. And you're always wondering, you have this deep wonder, like, who am I? And again, we're going to go through this book, and it's going to confirm what I'm saying. This book, not no apologetics book, or if somebody's writing, or this church father. What is a church father? Some European who don't know the book? Like, what are y'all talking about? But we're going to go through this book, and it's going to speak to that hurt, that pain, that separation when Yah removed himself from us and took our culture and our identity and everything. And it's going to talk about it. All right. And we're going to get it. I didn't organize these the way I should have, but we're gonna just kind of go through them, and it's gonna, trust me, it's gonna hit. And let me make sure I finish that. It says, and they shall be upon thee, the curses shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever, because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyous and with gladness of heart for the abundance of all things. Okay. So again, the way you know who true Israel is not by color, not by this, that, and other, but look for a race, a group of people, a nation that these curses are on. Like they're at the bottom and not the top. They're always being taken advantage of. Their health is bad. They're always in prison. They're this, that, and the other. They sinning. They're sinful. They wicked. You see what I'm saying? Disobedient, stubborn. You know what I'm saying? Look at a nation of people that fit that. There is only one. There's only one. Y'all put a 100 up in there if y'all get what I'm saying. And what I'm going to do, we're going to move on to the next. All right. Let's see what we got here. Let me see which one. Let's go ahead. We're going to get into one of these videos. Okay. And again, I want y'all got to see the verbal. I'm going to show y'all first the verbal tap dancing on this clown. Okay. And he does a damn good job. You know what I'm saying? Sammy Davis Jr. level tap dancing and verbal jujitsu. Okay. To no avail. All right. So here we go. We're going to play this first video. I broke it into two parts because there was kind of a little kind of distraction in between where he went over to another topic, but then he came back to it. And then what we're going to do, we're going to verbally lacerate whatever he says with the book. Not my feelings, not my opinion. Okay, that's what we're going to do. All right. So with that said, let me let's go get into this first video. Okay? Check this out.
I'm just going to have to play this from my phone. You do need to hear this because you do still hear the ethnic hierarchy right here, okay?
And this is what what he's talking about is ethnic hierarchy, okay? Saying that I'll let the video talk. Y'all just listen.
Listen to what Charles Dow says about Israelites, okay?
Practicing what the book says. All of a sudden, these demonically in charge people have and they charge against us to say, well, I think we're better than everybody else. No, it's not that we're better than everybody else. We're better than everybody else because the book says we're better than everybody else. Yahs says that we're better than everybody else. That's why he chose us as a nation. And when he chose us as a nation to make sure that we are the ones that is the call of Yah, he made sure that he has washed us with his blood, filled us with his Holy Spirit, and the difference between...
Okay. It's not that...
All right, so real fast, you heard what Pastor said, and I need to rewind this because y'all got to really see this, because he said it's not that we're saying we the best, we the greatest people. He said the book says it. Yah says it. And then you see when Pastor says that, he laughs because he don't believe in the book. He don't even realize it. Check it out. Let me play it back again. Let me see.
At least there's laws for that. Count people. When you made that,
he's trying to find it.
And actually practice these act like, and it's not that we're better.
Oh, there you go. I do have it. Hold on.
And actually practicing what the book says.
Okay, I'm just going to have to play this from my phone. You do need to hear this because you do still hear the ethnic hierarchy right here, okay? Listen to what Charles Dow says about Israelites, okay?
Practicing what the book says. All of a sudden, these demonically in charge and infused people have issue and trouble, and they act like, and they lay and levy charges against us and say, well, we think we're better than everybody else. No, it's not that we're better than everybody else. We're better than everybody else because the book says we're better than everybody else. Yahs says that we're better than everybody else. That's why he chose us as a nation. And when he chose us as a nation, to make sure that we are the ones that is the call of Yah, he made sure that he has washed us with his blood, filled us with his Holy Spirit, and the difference between
Okay, so and these dudes is clowns because you know what he doesn't realize? He don't realize that Pastor was basically sitting there quoting book to him. And we're gonna go to the scripture. We're gonna break it down, but we're gonna let him be who he is, which is Boo Boo the Fool. All right, let's check this out.
It's not that we think we're better than anyone else. We are better than everybody else because God said we're better than everybody else. Why God chose us. Now, someone look up.
Now, you see what he tried to slide in there, and that's why God chose us. Okay.
The passage. I want to keep it moving. So I like to ask the live chat to contribute.
Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to skip forward just a tad, and I'm going to show y'all something else. And then we're going to just let the book talk, okay? But I want you to pay close attention to, like Pastor was saying, forked tongue, like tricky. So watch this, though. All right, so y'all just give me a sec. There we go. All right. So I'll put this one up here. All right. Now check this out. Listen.
Deuteronomy 7:7. Important verse to remember. The Lord did not set nor choose you because you were more in number than any other people, for you were the least of all peoples. Do you see this on the screen? Remind people that think they're Israelites of this, regardless of if they're Semitic or not. Look at this. And this is the same way it is with the church, not because of what we do. Got to be synergistic to believe that it's because of how we were. But the Bible's not synergistic in its soteriology or its election. It's monergistic. And we are monergistic over here. I'm Reformed. I got Calvinistic soteriology. I believe all Christians could have something.
Do you know how to read and interpret? That's the question. I got this. I'm modern synergistic and this, that, and can't even understand basic book. And I'm just talking right now, but I'm gonna back up what I'm saying. Let's let him finish out.
Should have something closer to that. But nonetheless, look at this. Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 8. But because the Lord loves you, notice how it's God doing the action, setting his love upon Israel. Why? Because he would keep the oath which he swore to your fathers. The Lord has brought you out with a mighty hand. Notice how it's all about his choice and his word. Thank you, soldier of Christ. I want to show you.
All right. So now what I'm gonna do, you ain't gonna hear Michael Israel's opinion. I'm gonna just show y'all some book. Okay. So let's head on. Let's go to, and this computer, man, it's like a coal-powered train or something. That's how slow this thing goes. We're gonna go one verse above what he just read. Okay, now he got done doing all that talking, tap dancing. Okay, we're gonna go one verse above what he just read, and it says, "For thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth." That's the book talking. That's one verse above what he just read. And let me show you something else he did. This is why we shouldn't even waste our time with this clown shit. He's not even a clown. He's the shoe on the clown. All right, look. The Lord did not set his love upon you, nor choose you, because ye were more in number than any people, for ye were the fewest of all people. And you see the way he was like, see, y'all weren't nothing. You were less than everybody. And he was trying to act like, yeah, you were nothing. You know, he was trying to drill that when it's literally just talking about the size of the population. This dude is super shiesty with sugar on top. Y'all hear me? But hold on one sec. Man, this computer is pathetically slow. Don't worry. One day when I get Combat Studio set back up, I'm gonna have the fastest internet connection ever. But hold on. So yeah, you see the way there's an agenda there to just be against the truth. You know what I'm saying? So, all right. Let's see what y'all saying in there. I'm still wondering why we pay any mind. Yeah, it's amazing, but what I'm doing on here is just exposing this key thing that these people keep going after, and I want to see them debunk how we fit the curses, and nobody comes anywhere close to it. Okay, that way we can accelerate this awakening. All right, now check this out, because let me see what we got here. So listen, I want y'all to listen to their answer about the curses, what the curses are, okay? So let me, you're going to hear how what their answer is to the curses. Now, I'm going to give him this. He was trying to wrap the show up, but this is how they think about it, though. So just check this out.
Question for you, though, in Leviticus 26.
Yeah.
Us so-called Black people in diaspora, we know that we fulfill Leviticus 26, and also that it hasn't been fulfilled ever before, seeing how we do. Leviticus 26 shows that the Israelites or the Hebrews will be scattered to nations that they don't know, and their land will be made desolate while they are in these nations. And then it shows that they will turn away from what their forefathers did, and they will come back to their nationality, their culture, their customs in the lands which carried them away. My first point is that that's never been fulfilled. Well,
tell you what, ask the question.
That was fulfilled.
Number one, yeah. So we just have like a minute before the break, and listen, those of you who've been patiently holding that I didn't get to, if you're able to call in tomorrow, we're just looking at your names. We've got you here. If you're able to call in tomorrow, I'll get you as early as I can in the show. So my apologies because I took extra time with other callers. That's obviously we can't get to everyone every day, but yeah, Aaron, it's number one, clearly been fulfilled by Jewish people who have been scattered around the world and kicked out of nation after nation after nation, specifically because we are Jews and didn't go along with Christian or Muslim practices. That's number one. Number two, if we fall short, there is the promise of repentance, God will restore, but there is Ezekiel 36 and other passages that because God's name is being blasphemed, that even in our sin, he'll bring us back to the land, and there he'll cleanse us. So that's what happened. The restoration of the Jewish people from all around the world back to the land of Israel is unprecedented. We were scattered in the world. Satan tried to wipe us out around the world. God kept us as a remnant around the world, just as he promised, brought us back to the land. If you're talking about blacks, how many hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of millions of blacks are there in the world today. Africa alone is what, 700 plus million. So that's hardly a tiny remnant, whereas the Jewish people are about 14 million. So brought back to the land, and this was not a primarily spiritual movement. And now back in the land, more and more Jews turning to the Messiah, from 20 at the founding of Israel to maybe 30,000 today. So it is unfolding. It is being fulfilled. But let's follow through.
So yeah, I don't even know what that was. It's just a lot of, hey, yeah, this is what happened, blah, blah, blah. But again, when we get in here, like we getting ready to do right now, and we get in the nitty gritty, and what we're gonna do is really get in curses and what they are and how they're on us. You see, they be on us for a sign and for a wonder. Let's go to let's see. Now, this is the one I was reading earlier. We're going to go into this. And literally what you can do is go through all these and literally find something today going on or in the past that backs this stuff up. Okay. Let's go. Let's pull this one up. Okay. We'll go like this. It says, and this is Isaiah chapter 42, 22, 24. It says, but this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes, and they are hid in prison houses. They are for a prey, and none delivereth, for a spoil, and none saith, restore. Who among you will give ear to this? Who will hearken and hear for the time to come? Who gave Jacob for a spoil and Israel to the robbers? Did not the Lord, he against whom, he against whom we have sinned, for they would not walk in his ways, neither were they obedient unto us, unto his law. Sorry about that. All right, now check this out. We're going to go to something else and show y'all a couple things. All right. All right, we're going to see if I want to do this one. Okay. It says, I'll go right here. It said, and this is Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 64. And we're going to read 65 also. It says, and the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from the one end of the earth, even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. And among these nations shalt thou find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest. But the Lord shall give thee there a trembling heart and failing of eyes and sorrow of mind. Okay? And again, all I have to do, man, like I said, I'm going to do very soon, I'm going to do a whole video just putting evidence to every scripture, you know what I'm saying, of our condition in this country, our history and all that stuff. Okay. And it's not disputed, like the Atlantic slave trade, the biggest atrocity in human history. Okay. You ain't gonna hide that. That's it was of biblical proportion. A lot of stuff these other nations claim is some type of oppression was like a fart in a hurricane. That was the significance of it, of some of this stuff that they talk about. But what do they want to sweep under the rug? What do they want to sweep under the rug? And why do they want to sweep it under the rug? Well, let's see what the book says. What is it, Psalms? We're not going to read the whole thing because I didn't put the whole thing in here, but check this out. It says why. It's Psalms chapter 83, verse 4. It says, they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. See, we don't have to do a bunch of verbal tap dancing and you know, we don't need to be out there like this. Look. Hold on. This is them other nations. These are these other nations trying to claim our history. Out there tap dancing like Sammy Davis Jr. This is them. But all we doing is letting the book talk. And that's I like what this brother here said. He said, I'm still wondering why we pay any mind to what the heathen think. You beaten them by excluding them from our conversation. Look at our biblical history about this. Yeah. And I agree with what he's saying, because what I was looking at this stuff and I quickly realized, like, all these people, because, you know, all the stuff that's happened in the past month and everything concerning this truth. And now it's getting cast in the mainstream. And of course, there's a lot of distractions out there and stuff to get you sidetracked. And this is kind of the motivation for this video, to hopefully help everybody put this thing to bed. You know what I'm saying? As far as trying to explain this to these heathens, to these distractors, people who distract, you know, and prayerfully in this video, y'all going to see how big of a waste of time it is entertaining these people, when it's literally like talking to a wall. Like, they have no desire to understand this stuff. Okay. All right. So let's continue moving. Let me see what else we have. I'm going to read this one. And then again, we're going to back some of this up with video evidence. Okay. No tap dancing. All right. So it says, for behold, the Lord, for behold, the Lord of hosts doeth take away from Jerusalem and from Judah the stay and the staff, the whole stay of bread and the whole stay of water. And what this is building up to, and when I get further in here, y'all be familiar with this verse, but this is showing what Yah removed from us because of our disobedience. So this is what they've taken away, what was taken away from us as a nation. Okay. The mighty man and the man of war, the judge and the prophet and the prudent. Prudent is person having forethought, being able to consider the future. And the ancient, the captain of 50, and the honorable man, and the counselor, and the cunning officer, artificer, and the eloquent orator. Okay. And we're going to back this up, but the people we have now leading us, you know, are not that. They're not honorable men, you know, they're not brilliant orators, you know, they sell us out to the other nations. Check this out. And I will give children to be thy princes, and babies shall rule over them. And the people shall be oppressed, everyone by another, and everyone by his neighbor. Go in the hood. Go in Chicago. Who's oppressing who? Us. We doing it to ourselves. The child shall behave himself proudly against the ancient, against older people, and the base against the honorable. When a man shall take hold of his brother of the house of his father, saying, thou hast clothing, be thou our ruler, and let this room be under thy hand. In that day shall he swear, saying, I will not be an healer, for in my house is neither bread nor clothing. Make me not a ruler of the people. For Jerusalem is ruined, Judah is fallen, because thou tongue and their doings are against the Lord, to provoke the eyes of his glory. Okay. The shoe of their countenance doeth witness against them, and they declare their sins as Sodom. So again, we declare our sins as Sodom. It says they hide it not. What race glories in their shame? What race made a whole music genre that glories in its shame, that has went all around the whole world? And that music is rap music. They got gangster rap, drill music. These female rappers, you see how raunchy they are. We declare, it says they declare their sin as Sodom, they hide it not. Woe unto their soul, for they have rewarded evil unto themselves. So we reward ourselves with evil. Say ye to the righteous that it shall be well with him, for they shall eat the fruit of their doings. Woe unto the wicked, it shall be ill with him, for the reward of his hand shall be given him. Now here we go right here. It says, as for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. Y'all know I talk about where, these police officers, I was talking to a police officer, and he said, I don't know if I was talking to one where I worked with one, or I heard it. I'm pretty sure it was one that I used to work with when I was in the military. And he was saying how, man, when they go to a domestic dispute or they got to go to a black household, they look for the oldest woman in the house because they know she runs that house. That's real talk. That's coming from another nation. Look, O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err and destroy the way of thy paths. Now look, let me back it up. We're gonna back this up. I ain't talking. Look at those who lead us and how they cause to err. Now check this out. Some of y'all probably already seen this clown. Listen to this.
Is New Birth is the largest land-owning black church in America.
Wow.
And so my position to my deacons is, why aren't we not cannabis? I'll be able to bring in black males. They're able to do it legally. I'm teaching them farming.
Oh my God.
I'm helping them to enhance the ecosystem. This is the kind of conversation. So if the guy, black boy in Bankhead said, they growing weed at the church, where do I join?
Yes.
I don't need no pamphlet for him. Yeah,
Right.
He coming in. And that's the group that I'm going after. Yeah.
That's different.
Yeah.
Oh, my people, they that lead you cause you to err. Y'all put a one up in there if y'all know who real Israel is. Do we fit these curses like a glove? Who do you see out here on some whackness like this, on this level? And when I heard this, first time I heard this, I was like, wait, hold on. I was like, okay, the largest land. Okay. I'm thinking he getting ready to say, yeah, we could build houses on here, build communities to house our people, and grow food to feed our people. like with the health of people in Atlanta, that's where that church is at. It's in Atlanta. With the health of those people out there, they would benefit from fresh grown food. This nigga want to grow weed. Let's go back to that verse. We're going to wait for this slow computer, but we're going to go back. Let's go back to that verse. You can't make this up, y'all. We the people of the book. Now look at this. I'm gonna scroll down, to the bottom. I know y'all back there like, my God. It says, as for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err. Okay? And destroy the way of thy paths. They get you off the path. You can't follow Yah because those who lead us, they cause us to err. They're wicked. He like Yah said, because we were unrighteous, he took the leaders and all these people away from us that we could have had. Even now, you go back, and you really look at Martin Luther King and that whole history, that dude was wicked. He was off. He sold us to our enemies. Now, in the end, he realized it. But most I was like, shut the casket. That's it. All right. Okay, let's check. Let's see what else I got here. Yeah, y'all, it gets worse. All right. We're going to go to another verse here. Let me see. All right. It says, I'm not going to read this whole one again, but it says that this is a people robbed and spoiled. Okay? Let's show that. How can I prove that? How can you prove that, Michael Israel? Well, let's do it. A lot of y'all seen this. But for those of you who didn't, let's show it. Check this out. Listen to this.
Being a crackhead wasn't cool. Now they seem like they're making it cool to be drinking lean and syrup, and
it's the most dangerous. It's the most dangerous
and
thing that's facing our society.
Are you
So why sign an artist that would promote that?
Because I already answered that question. You weren't paying attention. She asked me talent or issues, and I said talent. But I have to. I can't give up on people.
Don't you think that's hypocritical though? You're saying
it's opportunistic.
Yeah.
I got people to feed. I got a business to run.
You're gonna make Dame Dash take this clip and call you a coach?
You see? Let's go back to that verse. But this is a people robbed and spoiled. They signed these artists, and like I told you, that one artist, the one artist was rapping about how she ain't gonna get married and she don't need to be married, and rapping against that. Another female artist was rapping about abortions and how and then another all the artists rapping about killing each other. But as soon as you even slightly mention something about another nation, they on your ass like rust on a pump handle. You know what I'm saying? Rapping about drugs and prison and all that. Nothing positive. They won't sign somebody unless they destroying their nation. Why? Because They rob and spoil us. They make money when we go to prison. It's lucrative to have us snared in holes, and they are hid in prison houses. Who fits that? Who else fits that? All right. And check this out. This one here, man. Again, robbed and spoiled. We are destroyed. I'm gonna hit y'all with some heavy stuff after this, heavy verse. But let's go to this. We're gonna go to this next one real quick. Just give me a sec. All right. Now what you're seeing here in this video, I'll probably play it twice, but this is King Charles, okay? And our people, again, just robbed and spoiled and destroyed, okay? And I'm gonna show I got a banger of a verse coming up about us being destroyed. It's gonna be an eye opener. But anyway, check this out, y'all. Yes, she was crawling on her knees. I'll play it again. Now check this out, y'all. Okay, we're gonna book it real quick. Okay. Let me see if I can find this. Yeah, check this out, y'all. This is heavy. I kind of, and some of y'all might have seen this when or noticed this when you read this, but I kind of realized this when I read it. When I was doing my study the other night. All right. So this is Deuteronomy 28. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee and shall pursue thee and overtake thee till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever, because thou servest not the Lord thy God, who with joyfulness and with gladness of heart for the abundance of all things. Therefore, now check this out. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. You could attribute this to slavery. Now check this out, though. This last part is the heavy part. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. And the significance of this is we literally had yokes upon our necks until mentally we were fully destroyed. And once they knew we were fully destroyed mentally through slavery, once they had, through the generations, removed all of our history and culture and anything from us, and we were destroyed, they removed that yoke. And you can you can once that yoke was removed, you could let them go, and they're harmless. They're this. This is what they are now, because they are completely destroyed. Okay? It says, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. And we are destroyed now, y'all. I mean, that video right there is evidence of it. Our women are just, they're killing their babies. I was watching, what's his name? Jason Whitlock. He was talking about, I didn't watch the whole thing, but just talking about how these so-called Christian churches are talking more about, they're talking more about abortion and divorce and death. They're talking about they have more funerals in these churches than weddings. Now, I can tell you firsthand, in Straitway, there are more weddings than funerals. Straight up. Every time I turn around, folks getting married. You know what I'm saying? But we are destroyed, y'all. Okay? Let me see what else I got here. Y'all put a 100 up in there if y'all get where I'm coming from. All right? If this is making sense. If we coming straight down the middle with book, not a bunch of talk. All I do is emphasize the points. I let the book talk. All right? Now let's go. Let's see what else we got here. So again, they're talking about those who lead thee, cause thee to err. All right? Or to make mistakes, to mess up, to go the wrong route. So another thing that's been, a lot of y'all might not know about it, but the thing that's been making a lot of news is this dude here, a so-called relationship guru, Derek Jackson, files for divorce after being spotted in Miami with a mystery woman. Basically, this dude here, named Derek Jackson, he if you go, basically he's a so-called relationship guru. What he really is he just tells women stuff that make them feel good. He's like, oh yeah, your man should, you men are stupid, you should get your woman roses and lick her toes and be more tender and this, that, and he just talk all this stuff to make women, get moist, and that's it. And be dogging men out and ain't speaking a lick of truth. Just talking and it's like, but the thing is, the stuff he teaches, the stuff he's talking about is the societal norm. It's the stuff that society is, used to hearing and makes women feel good. And of course, man, you go over there on his page and boy, the women, boy, or he have his little events and there ain't nothing but a bunch of dumb women up in there. Now, anyway, and so he was, he be coming against men being dogs and all this stuff like that. Next thing you know, he running around out there. He done cheated twice or something like that, And it's like but that's who leads you, because he had a massive following, still do, and the women will forgive him, and keep following him. It's a mess. Those who lead thee cause thee to err. All right, let's see what else I got here. I know I had something else. I want to, let me see if I can find that one. Yeah, there was another one, but anyway, yeah, he was trying to, talk about Rob like it's bad to want to know your identity and your history and who you are and all that, and then he gave some vague, watered down Christian answer. Oh, your identity is Christ, and that's what you should be looking for. It's like, what does that mean? When you read through this book and you find out who you are, your history, your culture, all that, and then find out how you need to be walking with the Most High spiritually, and then understand the significance of what Christ has done. So, yeah, man, it's a lot of foolery going on out there. Just a lot, man, a lot of crazy stuff. Let me all right, what we're gonna do, see if I got anything else. But yeah, the main thing is, man, when you read through these curses here, it's obvious to the people that have experienced it, and that really understand, or not even that have experienced it, but that are awake enough, who can hear, who have ears to hear and eyes to see. Not people who have an agenda, but people who really have ears to hear and eyes to see. It's very obvious to them exactly what this book's saying. And you don't have to be listening to John Calvin and all these other clowns that ain't know nothing. They were deceived too. Martin Luther, all these people back then, they didn't know a daggone thing. They were part of the crafty council to cut us off from being a nation. They were complicit in this wickedness too. Let's hit this Deuteronomy 28, verse 28. We're going to start there. All right. So we're going to hit this real quick. It says, Deuteronomy 28, verse 28, the Lord shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart, and thou shalt grope in noonday as the blind grope in the darkness, and thou shalt not prosper in thy ways. Okay. I mean, do I really even have to drill anything home on that? Okay. It's like it's always something negative. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because we're not doing thus saith Yah. Okay. That's why. All right. So it says, there we go. It says, and thou shalt not prosper in thy ways, and thou shalt be only oppressed. And thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore, and no man shall save thee. Not Martin Luther King, not Marcus Garvey, not Malcolm X, not Barack Obama, not King Charles, or whoever that dude was she was kneeling before. I mean, them women probably ostracized her after that clownery. Okay. Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. And I know we talk about in slavery. You know what happened there. You know what I'm saying? That happened. We can say that, and not just for 2 years or 3 years, like some people's, they try to say the greatest atrocity ever in human history happened during World War II and all this stuff. BS. Look, what about King Leopold in the Congo? Why aren't we talking about that? That was way more people just murdered. Why isn't that the greatest atrocity in human history? Why? Because they have taken crafty counsel to cut us off from being a people. And part of that crafty counsel are these so-called apologists around here. They're crafty. Trickery with the words. It's frustrating even listening to them, trying to get through anything they're trying to, beguile you on. When the book is simple. Like the book is just, who else do I need to talk to when it's written right there? Like how hard do we need to break this down? It says, thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. Thou shalt build a house, and thou shalt not dwell therein. Thou shalt plant a vineyard, and shalt not gather the grapes thereof. And people be like, oh, never forget. Never forget. Talking about the Holocaust. Never forget. That's cool. I'm with that. But why are they trying to make you forget about slavery? Why are they trying to take it out of the school books and gloss it over? Again, these are people robbed and spoiled. And what else it say? And no man restore. No one's going to come to save you. And no man shall save thee. It says it right there. Thou shalt plant a vineyard and shalt not gather the grapes thereof. Thine ox shall be slain before thine eyes, and thou shalt not eat thereof. Thine ass shall be violently taken away from before thy face, and shall not be restored to thee. Thy sheep shall be given unto thine enemies, and thou shalt have none to rescue them. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long. And there shall be no might in thine hand. Come on, y'all. Who got this? Who fits this? Who else can claim this in history? And this is what they do. This is what these people with this word trickery, this is what they do. Okay, with these people with all this word trickery, this is what they'll say. They'll say, oh, it's happened to us before. And, they try to come with something. But when you look at the sheer magnitude of the Atlantic slave trade, just the Atlantic slave trade, like the Holocaust, what they say, 10 million people killed. I know that they debate the numbers, but I'm making sure I account for more just to be safe. So you can't say I got wrong. They say 10 million. The Atlantic slave trade. This is just the slave trade, the transport from here to there. Not including slavery. 90 million. 90 million. That's not getting into the slavery when we got over here. Come on, y'all. Come on, man. These people, man, like the brother said earlier, we don't entertain clowns. We don't even go to the circus no more. You dudes, clowns, man. Tap dancing clowns. We know who we are. You're wondering why the awakening's accelerating. You can't stop what Yah is doing. This is Yah's plan. It ain't mine. And what I'm gonna do, even more so, I'm gonna just be spitting the book. I'm gonna be you're gonna see more videos coming out similar to this. Because we just gonna put this word out here. We're gonna just let it sit there and marinate. And everybody gonna smell what Yah is cooking. Put a 100 up in there if y'all get where I'm coming from. All right. So it says, thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long. And there shall be no might in thine hand. And why do people always try to marginalize? Oh, yeah, well, we know that happened, but blah, blah, blah. Oh, yeah, y'all free now. Yeah, this, that, trying to, when, dude, we are more destroyed today than we've ever been in the history of man. I'm talking about our people. When you look at the condition of Black people now, and maybe some of y'all, I know me, I have, because I'm a Black person, I can look firsthand in places that maybe some people can't see. But we have families and friends from the past and all this, and we know what goes on in our families. And we are more destroyed than in the history ever. And it's getting worse. I moved to say pretty soon, man, like the men are going to believe their women and the women are going to believe their men to some insane degree. And then eventually it's going to get into animal stuff here in the short term and stuff with children. And then soon we know Yahs coming soon. So we can see it. But everybody, this Christianity stuff is glossing everything over. They sitting there scratching their heads. They can't figure out why there's a mass exodus in the church. Why nobody want to mess with that crap. It's people, it's been exposed. People see it for what it is. It's BS. Those who have eyes to see. All right, let's keep it moving. It says, the fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up, and thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed alone. Again, we got to think about this video I showed you with Leora Cohen. I'm not saying nothing about his name, but we got to think about this video I just showed you.
Being a crackhead wasn't cool. Now it seems like they're making it cool to be drinking lean and syrup, and
it's
to
the
be on
most
these pills.
dangerous. It's the most
Perks and mollies
dangerous
and-
thing that's facing our society.
Are you
So why sign an artist that would promote that?
Because I already answered that question. You weren't paying attention. She asked me talent or issues, and I said talent. But I have to. I can't give up on people.
But I'm saying that's hypocritical, though. You're saying the
it's
opioid problem's a problem.
opportunistic.
Yeah.
I got people to feed.
Oh,
I got a business to run.
You're gonna.
You see? Let's go back to it real quick. I'm just driving the point home. It says, the fruit of thy land and all thy labor shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up. Hey, look, and check this out. If you go study music history, black music history economics, and just how they done destroyed people. I forget, there's some dude, he made this song, and I was listening to somebody talk about it. And this dude made this hit song. If I said the song or sang it, everybody knows the song. And this dude was in a homeless shelter, old, in his old age. Because that music industry is a brutal meat grinder. And it's like where I read that verse where it talks about how we oppress each other. They talk about how, what's his name? Those contracts, Puff Daddy be signing people, like that contract he signed 112, that group 112. The contract he signed them to, they just went and signed that thing, and he said that contract, he took anything. So like anything they do go to him. Their name, any song they make, anything, and they signed it, and that was that. Doing envying our oppressor, doing the same thing. Yeah, man. So it says, so that thou shalt be mad for the sight of thine eyes, which thou shalt see. Okay. So let's put that up there. Let's unpack that a little bit. it said, let's go back a little bit. It says, and thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed always. And it says, so that thou shalt be mad for the sight of thine eyes, which thou shalt see. Now watch this. I got to find this here because I'm going to show you. Let me see if this is it. No, this isn't. Yeah, y'all hold on. I'm going to show y'all something on this where these people, man, they just don't get it. So hold on. Let me see if I can find this. Yes. Yeah, I'm going to have to. Okay, let me see if I can find it. Okay, I think I'm gonna be able to find it. Yeah, check this out, y'all. This goes right to what we were just reading. Listen to this.
Dr. Brown, how you doing?
Listen to this.
Doing well, man. So, Vocab, how long have you been interested in the Black Hebrew Israelites?
A friend first told me about them about 10 years ago. In the past 4 years, I've been focusing on them as a specific area of apologetic research.
And how influential have they been in some of our inner cities and in some of the African American and Hispanic communities?
Hebrew Israelism is becoming the new number one primary urban apologetic issue. It's, I think, displacing the Nation of Islam as the top contender for an
issue. You hear that? The number one issue. There you go, right there. You know,
alternative spirituality, but it's not just in the inner cities. The internet creates a situation where our folks in rural areas, you know what I'm saying? I mean, in corners of very small cities, they're popping up all over, and in the UK and in the islands and even in Africa.
All right. So before we talk about origins, history, what's the appeal? I mean, if I'm just walking by as a bystander, I hear some people that seem very angry, yelling, and I don't hear much about.
You see that? Dude, y'all, I hope y'all didn't miss that. Look, I'm sorry, and I shouldn't have stopped there. I'm gonna let it play. I'm gonna rewind it a little bit, and I'm gonna let it play. It's just, man, this thing be getting me, boy. These dudes is a trip. But hold on. Let me rewind it a tad and let it play. Hold on.
Right. Obviously, they have appeal. They're growing. In your view, what's their appeal?
Let me be sympathetic and play the role of a Hebrew Israelite.
Yeah.
We're angry? Of course we're angry. Look at what this country has done to our people for the past 400 years. We're angry? Of course we're angry. We're shot dead in the streets and there's no recompense. You think this country can just get away with that? You're angry? Of course we're angry. These politicians, they don't do anything. The church rips us off, doesn't teach us anything. It's just a game. It's just a show. They don't even teach us the Bible in there. Of course we're angry. And you know what? The prophets of old were angry. You think they put Jeremiah in a pit because he was such a nice guy? You think they tried to kill Paul because he was all smiles and flowers? Of course we're angry. Men of the Lord are always angry at injustice. Now, why aren't you angry? Maybe you're not a man of the Lord.
Well said. Well done. So they're appealing to that. Isn't that a parallel then with Nation of Islam on some level?
To an extent, but here's why they're going to displace the Nation of Islam. It's exotic, the Nation of Islam.
See, the thing is, these people having eyes they see not, and having ears they hear not. They're sitting right there and literally see, like the stuff some of the stuff he said are the curses that are right there that we've been reading, but they can't see it. You know, and like I said, a lot of these nations, they ain't gonna see it. But when the awakening really picks up, it said, the Bible also says these nations, people from these nations are going to come to us and they're going to say, surely we have inherited lies and they're gonna want to join themselves to us. And then you have other people, they're gonna try to fight this thing to their own destruction. And look, it's gonna be Yah's work, it ain't gonna be mine. All I'm called to do is what I'm doing here. Go through these scripts. Let the book talk. Because this book gonna get them. It's a mustard seed. You know what I'm saying? And only Yah's people could unlock it. That's how beautiful he does things, you know. He said he looked at 100% of what he said from a fleshly, worldly perspective. No spirituality, no spiritual eye, no spiritual ear. Yeah, they don't have the ear. All right, let's go back real quick. Definitely, I have to. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, y'all, it's there was more to it, but it ain't like the brother was saying, it's not even worth engaging, because like a lot of their debates are just like let me pull up Pastor's video, because he dropped some let me pull this up. Hopefully it's there. No, not that one. Okay. All right. Yeah. This thing, man, I don't know. This is pathetic. I don't like when my computers run slow. I'm gonna have to do something about it. I'm gonna have to throw it out the window. But let me see. Okay, so what we're gonna do. All right, 50s. All right, I'll put it up here. So check this out. Pastor breaking it down yesterday. Listen.
The other one is ad hominem. The hominem attacks can take the form of overtly attacking somebody. Anybody see that Jason Whitlock with those the one little pastor and then the other guy, whoever was with him? I seen it. They were using a lot of ad hominem. A lot of it. Ad hominem. Attacks can be in the form of overtly attacking somebody, or more subtly casting doubt on their character or personal attributes as a way to discredit their argument. The result of an ad hominem attack can be to undermine someone's case without actually having to engage with it. How many times y'all seen that of late? Where there's a bunch of empty words and just they're filling up space, but they're not even engaged in the subjects at hand. And just because you give a personal opinion or the way you feel about something, that doesn't mean that you've actually done it.
And that's Vocab Malone. But listen to this. Check this out.
Example. After Sarah presents an eloquent and compelling case for a more equitable taxation system, Sam asked the audience whether we should believe anything from a woman who isn't married, was once arrested, and smells a bit weird. Now, the question is, what has that got to do with her eloquent and compelling case for a more equitable taxation system?
And that is how when you watch these clowns, for lack of a better word, that's how they operate. That's what they're doing. They never address the facts or the point. They're trying to do character assassination. Oh, he does this, but he does that. Like when I was suffering through one of those videos earlier to make this video, one of his videos, he was talking about he's talking about one thing. You remember I pulled up, I'm pretty sure it was that part, but where I pulled up one of Vocab's, where he was talking about, what was he talking about on that one? Because there was a bunch of them. I'm trying to remember if that was the one. But yeah, but when I pulled up earlier where we were talking about the curses and all that stuff like that, and I had to make the video into two parts, is because at one part he just actually that was later in this video, but just in the middle of discussing something, then he's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, like a guy from GMS called Pastor a false prophet, said he's a false prophet." And it's like, okay, what was the point of that? It's ad hominem. It's just a character assassination attack. That's what James White does. That's what majority of people do. Now, Dr. Michael Brown, I really haven't followed him that much. He seems like he'll hear people out. But again, the other thing these so-called apologists do, or whatever, is, again, they figure out some way to not address solid, hardcore biblical truth. They just kind of gloss over certain things and say something that sounds educational so hopefully people won't realize the truth is being showed to them. You know what I'm saying? So it's just deceiving, sleight of hand, Neuro linguistic programming. That's what it is, them saying stuff to trick you into looking a different way. And just a waste of time. And it's like, again, like the brother said, it's pointless to even engage these clowns anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, back in the day here on Spiritual Combat, I had one of the people who's with the urban apologists or whatever, with Vocab Malone and them. He came on the show, debated a guy, and we did the first part of the debate. The second part of the debate, I was like, okay, so we done there. So now for the second part of the debate, it was his job to prove that we're not under the law. Okay, so prove, because they're saying, yeah, we're not under the law. So I said, prove that without using Paul. And once I did that, he just started poking fun, making jokes, making misleading comments, tap dancing, doing that Sammy Davis Jr. thing. And he just started doing that until eventually he just hung up and got off the show. It's like these dudes is clowns. They're agents of Satan sent to distract. You know what I'm saying? What I'm going to do is just, I'm going to keep putting these videos out, just killing anything they say. I ain't even going to mention them by name. I'm going to just bring out Bible scripture. I'm not even going to talk about what was said over there. Now, they're going to say some clownery. I'm going to go in the book, do a video. You won't even know they said clownery. It's just going to look like a lesson in the scripture. And that's it. And I mean, because it's like mind over matter. I no longer mind because they no longer matter. We don't need them to move this truth forward. Y'all doing it fine himself. Yeah, we're going to stay focused. We're going to stay holy. We're going to stay set apart. Us over here at Spiritual Combat, here at StraitwayFlorida, Straitway Nashville. We're going to stay locked in, stay engaged. And, hey, we're going to keep this thing pushing in the direction it needs to go. All right, so what I'm going to do now is see what y'all talking about in the comments. So let's see what y'all talking about. A lot of y'all just in there saying shalom. Praise Yah. Let me see. Somebody said, we must start prophesying our enemies' death, period. They killing us now currently in stealth. We gonna trust Yah, and he will reward them with Babylon. Yeah, if the thing is, if we are obedient to Yah and we're obedient to his word, like where it says, don't answer silly and unlearned questions. You know, when you know somebody is just trying to frustrate you and make you look stupid or something, don't entertain it. When you're obedient to this word, that your obedience to this word is what's going to bring this nation. You see what I'm saying? If we're obedient to the word, like you look at the model laid out with Straitway and what Pastor Dow's doing, and he's come out from among them, being separate. When you go out there to Straitway, you see nothing but holy, righteous, set apart people. People with a high degree of, spiritual righteousness, got their minds right, like I like to say. That's just one thing, but you just see all the fruit that comes forth from being obedient to this word. Not just talking, but in deed. And all these people do, man, they talk to no end. Like I said, I had to put that video on, you got the speed control on the YouTube videos. I had to put that damn thing on fast because I was like, yo, this is, and then eventually, because I didn't even, there was more stuff in those videos, like the part where he was saying something about Rob Mathis. But I was like, I got so sick and tired of hearing it, and it was so not edifying. It was like, this is what it felt like. Because it's like they don't read the word. They're talking about all these so-called church fathers and all this crap, but ain't no word coming forth. So it's just aggravating. So eventually I was like, you know what? I got enough to do my show. Let me press with my show. And I pressed on with my show. All right. Raziel said, I will make you fishers of men. In what body of water is he fishing in? Wicked is as wicked does. Yeah. All right, let's see. Let me see. Let's see what else we got here. Scripture. Somebody said, Israel confounded the lies they wrote for centuries, and now they're mad because they can't make money the way they used to. Yeah, that's facts, bro. Yeah. Look, they don't, hey, man, on what the brother just said there, man, it's like, yo, when this awakening happens, they're going to lose money. The thing about it, a bunch of us, we ain't going to McDonald's no more. We growing our food and eating it. We ain't going out to eat in your little funky establishment. Our sisters cook our food for us. You know what I'm saying? We providing and doing for ourselves and coming out from home. In the meantime, people are getting more and more attached and locked into Babylon. In the meantime, that's what's going on. So yeah, that's a good point. Brother said Israel screwed up their financial, religious history, etc. They are mad. Let's see. Somebody said Trail of Tears, Gad. Yep. There you go, man. And hey, look. See, check this out, y'all. When you look at this is the other thing, because like for years I've studied end time prophecy. And while I was in Christianity, it was just, man, it was confusing. And then as I came into this truth, and then as I began to realize, look, I need to read this word and let the book talk to my spirit, and tune out all that past programming. And then when you read through the word, number one, you see a whole bunch of stuff that is just it's just all jacked up. And the other thing you notice, man, end time prophecy is very simple. It is not complicated. It's not a whole bunch of events and stuff. It's pretty straightforward. Somebody said, it's never been worse in our family structures. Judgment first comes in our ranks, saints. That's right. If you want this awakening to happen, they start. People are like, oh, we gotta come together. No, you gotta get your house in order. Now, a lot of times it starts with the husband and wife getting in their proper roles, and that right there can be a battle. Okay. Yeah, somebody said making merchandise of Israel. A lot of people think that mug is a CIA agent. Yeah. He looked at 100% of what he said from a fleshly, worldly perspective. Oh, yeah, I read that one earlier. They're trying to put Israelites in a box of their own understanding. Man, Mario, that's on point. That sums up what's going on, and that's why it's so. And the other thing on that, on what Mario said, that if you listen to them, which you shouldn't because it's painful, but one of the things they were saying is like they're talking like they're the authority on what truth is, and it's like you getting ready to lose. That's getting ready to be showed to be BS. You get a lot of the reason why people are coming against this is because it's exposing how wicked a lot of these so-called church leaders are. Like homeboy wanting to grow weed, you know. Funny, they know everything but would not concede who the children of Israel are. Yep. All right, somebody said they are not trying to understand Yah or what Yah is doing. They're just trying to figure out how to process what's happening in a way that they can remain comfortable in where they are and what they are doing. Yep, that's it. That is it. Telling you, man, can't make this stuff up. Funny how Vocab likes to act urban black to an extent. Even his name sounds borderline Ebonics. Vocab simple has an envy for our apron. Yeah. Yeah, man. That clown, that's you. This is my goodbye video to all that clownery. We getting ready to get on assignment. You know what I'm saying? Test the spirit to see if they of Yah. Yep. And let the book interpret the book. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So anyway, y'all, I appreciate all y'all tuning in. Like I said, we're gonna continue pressing towards the mark. Definitely hit the like button, subscribe, share this, get the word out. Yeah, man, we're gonna continue. And like I said, I haven't been doing videos because when I first came into this, that was my shock and amazement. Like, wow, we the people of the book, and you just know it in your spirit, and nobody can convince you otherwise. Once you read it in that book, and you just think back through your experience in life, what you've seen, and it's like, wow. And the evidence is everywhere. We've lived the evidence. So who can come against that when it's right there? You ain't got to get into debates about black or white or linguistics or DNA or genealogy or migration patterns or colors or anything. You're just like, I lived this. Or even if you didn't live it, all you got to do is look around, look at recent history. Go to your local hood and just drive through it if you dare to. And you're like, yo, this book, these are the people. There ain't no getting around it. And these people are too self-centered, self-absorbed. And I forget what the third one Pastor be saying is, but they're too consumed with all that to see it. They're blind. All right. Somebody put the Gentiles was given the same spirit, so they gonna be in big trouble for not confessing who we are and to stop oppressing Yah's children. Yeah. Hey, look, listen. These people got a lot to lose if they recognize this is the truth. Like a lot of these people that are real vocal now, because if you notice, the Christian churches got real quiet. The black Christian churches and all that, they done got very quiet. You know, they're not addressing this thing, and people gonna be heading up out of there in droves soon. And yeah, but a lot of these people, man, that's coming against this, they got too much to lose to even consider this. And that's what I heard even in Dr. Michael Brown in what he was saying, but particularly Vocab. Dude, they're like, yeah, we got to stop the spread of this. They're not even trying to consider this. They just want to stop the spread. So why even entertain anybody like that? He can ready drop another video tomorrow night or tomorrow sometime. Dude, why even entertain it? Who cares now? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, unless it's something real extreme or something I feel like I really need to engage in. Yeah, you know, but other than that, man, I'm staying on assignment, you know. Yeah. That's for me over here, you know. It would be nice to see certain people engage them though and demolish them, you know, it'd be entertaining. So I'm saying the Gentiles that need to tell their families to cleave. Yeah. And it's like what I was saying earlier, where Pastor was saying, he was like, man, these people, everybody be up there. Oh, these people be on the corner yelling at people. Yeah, that's one thing. But, you know, with the camps and them out on the street and yelling at people, like, you see a lot of people act like that's the biggest atrocity in the whole world. And me, it's like, hey, that's what they're doing. They're passionate, you know, they on that thing. And a lot of people act like they don't know what happened to black people in this country and why some of them are the way they are. And then, and I see it on people, and then they come up to you saying stuff, and and this is what Pastor was saying. Now, this is in one of his old broadcasts. He was saying a lot of these black people, they could see that spirit on you where you don't care about what's happened to them, their plight. And you could sense that on people. That's why I talk about, again, Brother Cody. Like that was, until I met him, I never met a white person who came up and had heartfelt, sincere repentance about what had happened to us and his family's contribution to all that. And just, you know, and I was like, wow, now I had seen videos of people bringing that out and publicly repenting, you know, about being of that seed of people who have done that, you know, because it'll, if you don't repent, that it's going, man, some of these people, them curses gonna visit them, those sins, you know, that wickedness. But yeah, man, that's a real thing, you know. So yeah, everybody, look, that every knee shall bow, every tongue gonna confess. Oh, you know, they're gonna know, man. And you know, don't forget that wisdom of Solomon. That hey, ain't no wiggle room on that thing there. That wisdom of Solomon, boy. Yeah, that's a good one there. But anyway, y'all, I'm gonna wrap this up. Appreciate all y'all tuning in. I'm Michael Israel. You're watching Spiritual Combat. Appreciate all y'all. Shalom, shalom.